How to connect Google Forms to PayPal. Hey everyone, welcome. I hope you're all doing great. In this video, I'll show you how to create a form with the Google Forms that you can actually connect to PayPal. This way, you can actually have people, um, be able to make transactions within that form, and you receive the payments in PayPal from that form. So basically, there are going to be a few steps that we need to do, and we all need to also use a third party integration or application. So with that being said, let's just get started. So we will need to go ahead and create a form, a blank form. And here, obviously, you will need to feel free to create your own form with your own design and everything. The only thing that I need to note is that when you create a form and you have some options, for example, this multiple choice question, um, let's just say bundle whatever it may be, and we have option 1, option 2, and so on. In the options, we will need to input a few things. So for example, the name of the option. So for example, tier 1, and then we would want to add the price with a dollar sign behind it. So dollar, and then we would want to add the price for it. So we can just do, for example, a proper looking one. So we would just want to give some space to this and do, for example, $60. And then we would want to add option 2, tier 2, space. You can do dash, whatever it may be, it doesn't really matter. Tier 2 is going to be less, so let's just do 45. And then let's just add one more, which is going to be tier 3, add a space. Let me just change it up so you can understand that it doesn't really matter, as long as you're doing the dollar sign and adding the actual amount afterwards. We should be good to go, as you can see. So make sure you add the price, and also I'm going to show you how to have a subscription later on. Or actually, not later on. Let me just do it right now. Subscription. You would want to add the dash or whatever it may be, and you would want to add the dollar sign, the amount, and then slash month. And now this should be good to go. This could be a multiple choice, this could be a drop down, this could be whatever it may be. For the time being, I'm just going to leave it as multiple choice, and I'm not going to add another question. Obviously, you can add multiple questions and have it calculate the entire thing and end up having, the total show up for the customer. Actually, I'm just going to add one more question, and I'm going to get back to you. This way, we can actually calculate the more than just one number. Okay, so I have created another question, which is going to be choose an option: classic 12, extra 17, and then ultra for some reason is 45, 54, 45. Anyways, so I ran out of ideas. So basically, now that we have our pricings and everything, we should be able to. Excuse me if you're hearing the helicopter outside. It's kind of annoying, but anyways, we will need to integrate. There you go. We will need to integrate an application that is going to allow the people or the calculate this entire section when people actually choose these options. So if we just go to preview real quick, they can just choose this one, and then they will select this one, click on submit, and then it's going to take them to PayPal payment, where it's going to calculate this entire section, which is going to be 45 plus 12, and then they can actually buy it from there. So how do we actually add to this integration? We will need to go to Google Workspace Marketplace. So we'll just not type in Google Workspace Market place. Find Google Workspace Marketplace, which is this one right here. And we will need to search for, I forgot the name. So, sorry about that. I'm getting a bit forgetful. So you will need to search for payable forms in the Google Workspace Marketplace. And we should find this one right here, which is payable forms. Click on it and go ahead and click on install. You will need to confirm the installation, agree to all the permissions and all of those things. Just click on allow. It's just going to allow them to, do their thing basically. Anyways, so Click on done, and we can just feel free to exit out of here. Now, if we go back to our good old form, we can just go ahead and click on restart. And now we can actually see this puzzle piece, which is going to be the add-ons or integrations. We will need to click on that, and here you will find the list of all the integrations that are available. I'm just going to click on payable forms, and you will need to do so as well if you're following along. And now once you click on it, we will need to click on make this form payable, and just go into work on making this form payable, I guess. And it's going to show us a little menu, which is going to help us set up a few things. So until it's done, I'm actually just going to pause the video and in case it's going to take too long, but apparently not. Click on get started, set up your default currency, default home country, language, and currency. So I'm just going to set up US dollars since we are using US dollars in the form. Usually you would want to set up the currency that is available for you in your PayPal account. So make sure that you set up the proper one. If you want to be notified for new features, you can also keep this on. And then you can just click on looks good. And okay, you don't need to see the video, never mind. Okay, great. So anyways, we want to have this section here. So in this section, we will need to set up a few things within the getting started. So the first thing, we will set up the auto configure form and sheet. Click on it. It's just going to do it for you. It's going to have this entire sections be set up where the emails are now mandatory, and all of those things are going to be set up for you. Once this is done, click on see the connected Google Sheet, and you can actually go ahead and see it. Basically, this is going to be when people actually fill in the form and purchase, you will see the timestamp, email addresses of the people, bundle, choose option, and all the order IDs, and all of those things you will find from this sheet, which is great. You should also find it if you don't know where to find it. You will find it from within the responses. You can see this one, and you can just go ahead and look through it once you have some responses. Anyways, let's go back to setting things up. We will need to sync theme with checkout. This way it's not going to look weird when people, leave the form and then they see a completely different looking checkout page. So make sure you sync the theme with the checkout page. Again, it's just going to do it for you. If you want to have a preview, you can also click here, and it's going to show us a preview of the checkout page. You can see here, this is how it's going to look like. So next we will just going to exit out of here, and last thing, which is the most important part here, is going to be connecting a payment provider. Click on it, and then you would want to select obviously PayPal, because this is what this video is about. You have the options to connect Square, Stripe, and more stuff down here, but you have the options, the most important two arguably, PayPal Standard and PayPal Commerce Platform. Now, I'm just going to set up the PayPal Standard. I'm not going to go into the difference between the two. There's a big difference, but I'm just going to connect the PayPal Standard. But if you want to connect this one and you know what you're doing with this one, feel free to do so. It's not going to be any different. There's just going to be more questions for you. Click on PayPal Standard or the other one. And obviously you will it's going to redirect you to PayPal. Click on connect PayPal Standard, and you will need to obviously fill in some information here, which are going to be basically your login details. So I'm just going to do that real quick and get back to you. Right, so once you finish up your signing up process, you can actually go ahead and, you're done with the getting started part. Now you actually just can make this form payable. Click on this, make sure that it is on, and this is going to enable the form to be actually payable now. And we can actually go ahead and test things out for ourselves when it's done and dusted here. Click on try your form, and here you will need to do more stuff. So basically here you will need to enter your email. Obviously this is how your customers are going to actually see it. So add your email. So I'm just going to add, actually I'm not going to add anything, it's just a test. Or should I? You know what, I'm just going to actually do it. So let me just add my email, select a specific tier or whatever it may be that you have added. So I'm just going to select this one, choose an option. I'm just going to select this one, so $17 and $30, and click on submit. And now it's going to give us this link here, so we can actually click on this link, and it's just going to redirect us to the checkout page, and it's just going to calculate the entire total and everything, which is completely great. It's super great. So okay, so here's a problem that we have. Now you can see the calculation is messed up. This is because I have connected a PayPal account that uses euro, and I did from the settings set up the payment currency to be dollars. So this is why it's not setting things up properly. To fix this, what you need to do is just exit out of here, and make sure you replace the dollar sign with a euro sign. Let me just do it real quick, just I can show you how it's going to look like. Okay, so I have just replaced the dollar signs with euro signs, and this is pretty much all I have done. So I'm just going to click on make this form payable again, just so we can test things out again. Just give it a sec. It's going to give us the option to test things out again. I'm just going to go ahead and paste my email again right here. Let me just paste this one. Let's select the 30 one, 30 euros, and here we're just going to select the 17 one and click on submit. Click on the link again. This is pretty much how the customers are going to see it, I repeat. So it's just testing things out for yourself before you make it live. So now it actually should calculate the entire thing smoothly. As you can see, 30 euros and 17, and you can see exactly how it's going to look like. Obviously down here they're going to fill in, you know, pay with PayPal or the credit card, whatever it may be, and they can just pay it through there. Either way, whether they pay with a debit, credit card, or with PayPal, in any way, shape, or form, the money that is going to be paid is going to be redirected to your PayPal account. And this is pretty much it. You will need to just go ahead, turn this off so that it actually is going to work with real money now. It's not going to be, you know, fake money. You can just go through these settings if you want to, and at the end of the day you can just always click on send, share it with people, and you have a form that is now people can pay through them. You can go to the responses and you can see all the responses that we have here. And again, if you have the proper sheet for it, you can also see it from here. So if we have just select existing spreadsheet, click on this one, we can see now we have the forms that have been added, and we don't really have a lot because, you know, none of them actually purchased anything, but then you will have the order ID and all of those things. With that being said, this is pretty much how to connect your PayPal with a Google form. So I hope that you have found this video to be helpful, and thanks for watching.